Hello, fam. Today I want to talk about currency. Now, currency. Here I'm talking about two types of currency. Okay, two types. Obviously, the main type of currency that most people are aware about. You talk about financial currency, money. Okay, that's the obvious. But then there's another type of currency that, in my view, is more important than the first currency, than the financial currency, and that's divine currency. Yes, divine. Now, keep in mind, these two, financial and divine currency, they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. In other words, they both work hand in hand. Okay? No, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to be out there grinding, hustling, trying to go and get that money. Actually, to the contrary, because if you watched my video on the parable of the talents, in essence, it's our divine responsibility to max out our God-given our, our our talents, okay, for the glory of God, to fulfill his will for us. So that means, in plain English, that we should be out here trying to go and get it. We should be out here trying to go and get this money. We should be out here hustling, trying to make things happen, trying to max out our lives, doing the best what God has blessed us with for his will, for the fulfillment of his will. Not necessarily just, let's go get this bread so we can drive big fancy cars and live in nice houses and just enjoy life. There's nothing wrong with again there's nothing wrong with it, with the fancy car and the big house, as long as you're not tying all of your efforts to just the attainment of these wealth, where it really is almost as if you just working for the attainment of the wealth. So the wealth, in essence, becomes your God. That is where the problem lies. So financial, again, there's nothing wrong with it, and arguably, it actually, although not necessary, but arguably, it also works hand in hand. It works hand in hand with divine, the divine money, the currency. Okay, so but the question is, which one is worth more? Jesus once said, in response to some question where they tried to trap him, they asked him, hey, who should we? I mean, should we have to pay taxes? And he says, listen, you give to Caesar what's Caesar, and you give to God what's God. And in essence, how does this tie into what I'm trying to say here? What I'm trying to say is, God, at the end of the day, the amount of money that you you add up in this lifetime, accumulate in this life, it doesn't really, it's, I mean, God's not going to ask you, hey, how much, what you got, 2-3 million in the bank account, and give you a pat on the back, said you've done well. That's not, that type of currency doesn't really pull weight at the end of the day. What the only one the main one that matters is divine currency, and that's where ultimately we should be. Again, this is my own, and I'm not saying This is where we should be, as out here trying to get this money. You you got two eyes. You use one eye, try and get the money, and use the other eye to get this divine money, currency, because that's what's going to come into play as far as God is concerned. And when we're done with our work in this world, okay, that is real talk. Okay, now what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is just basic things, how we treat each other, love, being aware of others in need, helping others, just loving others as we love ourselves, just in a nutshell. Yes, there's the 10 commandments, but it's all been tied in nicely by Christ to one, and that one is you love others as you love yourself. If you love others as you love yourself, in essence, in fairness, what will end up happening is you're going to comply with all his rules one way or another. And so if we follow these rules, then what we'll find out is then we'll begin to build up divine money, currency, okay, with God, and our good deeds on earth is basically, in essence, what leads to the attainment of divine currency. And ultimately, that's what we should be trying to do. Now, again, I'm not saying that drop everything that you're doing and just going ahead and do all this charity work and whatnot. No, everything it fits hand in hand like a jigsaw, a puzzle. Okay, and so they both go hand in hand, and we're not necessarily meant to do one and then not do the other. They both work hand in hand. And but as I mentioned, ultimately the attainment of divine currency is what will help to pull you closer to your purpose in life. And as you get closer to where you feel that this is what you're on earth for, then that in essence leads to happiness, and makes you feel a little more fulfilled in what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So I hope that this helps out. If you have any if you agree or you don't agree with me, you can feel free to drop a response. Also, feel free to subscribe and also like. Okay. All right. Thank you and have a nice day. Let me run into the office and go and get this money. Bye.